Okay, so when you're out there hunting comic books, you come across individual issues that are part of a set or mini-series, and that's part of the fun to go ahead and try to complete that series. Sometimes it can take months to a year. So in this segment, I'm going to show some of those set completions that I've managed to complete. Last month, DC printed this treasury size edition of The Untold Legend of the Batman, collecting all three comics. So I'm going to set this to the side and show you, it took a little while, but here I finally have found all three of the original. So when I manage to complete a set, I like to offer them at a discount. I've put the set together, and instead of having to collect each individually at full price, I'll put that together as a complete set and put about a 20% discount on it. So Legend of the Untold Legend of the Batman, I believe it came out roughly around 1980. This cover made the Treasury edition by Garcia Lopez. And just a fun collectible miniseries, not particularly expensive, but nonetheless, if you're a Batman fan, it's fun to have things like that. Okay, and then I think, like we've talked before, I think the West Coast Avengers is somewhat underrated. I mean, it did start later in the, zoom in here a little bit. Now we got that Treasury edition out of the way. It did start later than the original Avengers, who were in New York City, but the West Coast was set in Los Angeles. And the very start of it was this 4-issue miniseries. So here I've managed to collect these. And issue number 1 with Hawkeye on the front books at $40 in mint. But most of these are gonna book at somewhere under $5 or less. And so it's a very affordable read. You get a lot of the same characters showing up in West Coast Avengers. Hawkman, Iron Man, and others make appearances, like Captain America. They come out to Los Angeles. So it's an affordable series that you can collect, and also, you know, very good read. And so these were from the 1980s. And that's the West Coast Avengers. That was the introduction, and then the series got its own title after that. Okay, let's take a look. Now, this isn't necessarily a mini series, but sometimes it's fun to have multiple issues to read. You know, sometimes at a price point that's at or below a trade paperback version, you can read the individual issues. So in this case, this is Dark Horse Comics, a run on the title Tomb Raider. So we've got issues 1 through 6. And by combining that, it makes a nice, 6 issues worth of the storyline that you can read. Now, as some of you who are subscribed to this channel, don't forget to register to win. We're getting closer. We're at 48 subscribers. When we hit 100 subscribers, I'm going to give away a free graded 9.8 slab. Right now, the Dazzler issue's in the lead. So this was, but some of you that are subscribed, you might have seen the Goodreads series where I covered Streets of Poison. And now this is the second time that I've managed to assemble this storyline. It's a 7-part storyline. A lot of fun characters, Diamondback, Daredevil, Bullseye, Kingpin. And then the final kind of villain is Crossbones. And that's a fun, affordable set. Next up is one that's still found out there, pretty common. I think, you know, having grown up in the 80s, that the Man of Steel reboot with John Byrne and Dick Ordiano, it's just a classic Superman story. So we have issues 1, 2, 3, followed by 4, 5, and 6, kind of really covering a major arc of the Superman story. So that's a great set. That's probably the 4th set that I've managed to put together this past year. So it's still pretty common to find these out there, but you know, it's popular. Now this one, I thought that I had the complete set, this Venom Circle of 4, and then as I'll show here in a minute, I found out there's one more that technically I would probably want to include. So we have the first issue sets up the story, and then the following parts, part 2 focuses on Ghost Rider, Weapon X, Laura Kinney, Red Hulk, and sorry, I'm drawing a blank. This is well, this is how Venom looked in this storyline. Yeah, of course. Okay, by Rick Remender on the story. Let me see here if I can find. Okay, it's probably in the first one. So I thought I had everything, and then I realized here concludes in Venom issue number 14, so I'm lacking the conclusion. So I have the 13, Venom 13, then point 1, 2, 3, 4, but I need Venom 14 to complete that. Okay, and then with Lobo, set to appear in the new Supergirl movie, played by, he's been a popular character, and there's a lot of miniseries. They are for mature readers, you know, make sure with parental guidance. But with Jason Momoa set to a lot of tongue-in-cheek humor. Most of the profanity is with asterisks and not actually spelled out, and violence is the main thing. But a lot of miniseries with Lobo. Here's a fun one. It's just a 2-part, and this is the second time I've collected it, but this time it's with you know, actual artwork as opposed to photo covers. And this is a movie adaptation of the second Conan movie, Conan the Destroyer. And there's Wilt Chamberlain was in that movie, and I can't remember the other actors and actresses there, but that's a fun movie adaptation of that movie from the 1980s. One of the first movies that made Arnold Schwarzenegger famous. Now this one took about 3 months and several different hunts to find, and it's always fun when you finally put it together. So this is kind of like the prologue of this funeral for a friend. So this was after the death of Superman. Then we had different parts occurring in the different titles. So part 1 in the Adventures of Superman. Part 2, Supergirl kind of takes over for him in his absence after he died, and that's in Action Comics. Then this title, Superman the Man of Steel, which I think sprung out of that miniseries that I showed earlier. Part 4 in the Superman title, they had started to renumber it. The Adventures of Superman was another title, kind of, I'm not sure that it took over from Adventure Comics. Then we're back to Action Comics for part 6. Part 7, back to Superman, the Man of Steel. And then part 8, with that, I mean, they're all nice covers, neat covers, great story, and it was fun to collect. With even the epilogue here in issue 83 of Superman. Okay, and the last thing I have is, well, I think maybe second to last. Let me check here. I think this is the last thing. I won't necessarily show all of these, but this is a fun Valiant set that I've managed to collect the first 20 issues of Archer and Armstrong. And one of the neat things about some of these titles from that period, I mean, you had Bob Layton from Iron Man fame on the story, and Barry Windsor Smith, who first starred on Conan with Marvel, and the iconic first issues of the Marvel Conan 1970 Bronze series. So just some fun covers and some great talent. You know, Barry Windsor Smith on these first covers. Still Barry Windsor Smith. So, you know, it's nice. I'm not sure if this is even available in a trade paperback. And, you know, for the price, this makes a very affordable set. I guess I will go ahead and kind of flip through and can enjoy the covers here. We're up to issue 15. 16. 17, kind of an homage to Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel. 19 and 20. So these sort of things, it's kind of nice to have something that you can read the series, and that's part of the fun of collecting. So I hope you appreciated this little video segment. Next up, we'll continue to show comic books from all the comic book hunting the past month or so, and we'll look forward to seeing you. Like I said, don't forget to register to win. Everything you can find here at the end is the website address, and in the description for the giveaway, the free slab giveaway. This has been Jeff with 9210 Comics YouTube. Thank you, and keep enjoying your comics.